Alright, welcome back to my exploration of games made in dreams. On this segment, I've mostly featured 3D made projects, 3D animated projects that take place in a third-person or three-dimensional perspective. But Dreams is also apparently capable of making 2D games and even pixel art type games. And I added this one to my list called Metal Equals UC because it seemed like something that was kind of closer to like an old school, like a 1942 or one of Capcom's old, like really old shoot 'em ups. So I thought I'd check it out, kind of show off just what Dreams are capable of and what the creators on it are capable of. So let's check this out. Metal Equals UC by Paulo-Lameiras. That name's a little familiar. Have I played some by him before? Possibly. What else has he made?
This is where you'll find all the things that you've made or won. Over time, it'll become an awe-inspiring display of your progress.
Okay, well, this is the whole thing. Name's just very, very familiar. I don't know. I'm Paulo from Portugal. Please check out my creations. Follow me on X for future projects outside Dreams. Neato, I don't have an X, but cool to see you making stuff, dude. Let's check this out. Metal Eagles on my child, top-down shooter inspired by arcade classics from the 80s and 90s, made in 2021. Remixable, hope you enjoy. Remixable here means too that you can reuse the assets if you want to try to make your own shoot 'em up on Dreams. That's one cool part about Dreams, is that you can make it to where all the assets of your project can be reused, and you can even find pre-made assets. So you know, there's a lot of like collaboration. There's a big spirit of collaboration in these games. So let's go into here. Paulo-Lameiras presents Metal Eagles Ultimate Challenge. Paulo-Lameiras 2021. Music by Deepfish, I think. Cool. I like the chiptune vibes already. This is awesome. Okay. X and squares fire, circle triangles bomb. Power runs rotate every 2 seconds. Okay, I'm not sure what that means, but we'll see. Alright. Oh, little launch sequence. Nice. I mean, you get this big sprite and the tilting sprites are here. Cool. Nice. This already feels very much like a classic arcade shoot 'em up, and I should know. I put quarters into those. I played those growing up as a small Nika. Because once upon a time I was a very small Nika, and I found that most places at the time, back in the mid and early 90s, had still had like at least 1 or 2 arcade machines, usually near the entrance or in some corner. And the cool thing about shoot 'em ups, the sprites weren't always, they're small sprites, but you'd have so many of them on screen, all these vehicles and all the different bullet formations, and just a lot to behold back in the day before like 3D became as normal. Because back then we were used to, like, if a bunch of sprites showed up on the screen on a Super Nintendo game or your NES game or whatever, you'd probably get some slowdown. Just a little was even considered kind of excusable. But shoot 'em ups made it work without having to resort to much slowdown at all usually. Although some of them still would have a little. But again, it was more excusable back then, I think, in the way that like ray tracing artifacting is excusable now because people love the lighting in Unreal 5. Okay, that's a soapbox. I hate Unreal 5. I mean, whatever. I hate ray traces, what it is. Also, I've died twice, so I really should focus. I'm loving the music too, which I'm totally talking over. Oh, that's what that button does. Oh, well, I used one of those. Combo lost. Yeah. Of course, I feel like anyone who doesn't know this just hasn't played shoot 'em up, but maybe some of you haven't. Of course, back then arcade games are all about scores, so a lot of your... dang. I'll try again. But, arcade games are about scores, so how many combos you can keep up, like, of you know, taking out enemies in a row or taking out enemies at the same time. That stuff was pretty important because then you had those leaderboards that people would end up on, and online leaderboards are definitely cool, but the cool thing about an arcade machine is, you know, your leaderboard was tied to that machine, so it was like, this is the person who bested this arcade machine in this location, and that was kind of a vibe. You could kind of feel like you claimed a local arcade machine in a way just by, you know, getting a top score on it. So there's a sense of, I'd say, pride to that back in the day for some people. I always just liked it. In fact, little trivia, part of the reason my name is Nika, that's a 4-letter name, but my arcade initials, I always just type in NYK as a shorthand, so that's like my arcade handle is NYK. So I just Nike. Which, yeah, if you're hearing me pronounce it, it's Nike like Nye, like Bill Nye. It's not Neek. It's not Nico. I'm not going bowling with my cousin in Grand Theft Auto 4 or whatever Nico Bellic is in. No, it's Nika. Nika, like Nikon cameras. Yes, just to clear that up. That comes up a lot. It's a weird name, and it's a name that I thought I made up, and then I discovered it was a name in other places. But I guess I made up the name independently of that context, so it's just kind of like not a common name for the West, not a common name here, but it's short for Nicolili. Which is itself a fully original name. I don't know why I'm talking about it, but yeah, that name is a name. It's a mutation of an internet name that I had and continue to have, and has now become a real name. Anyway, identity, right? So, this doesn't seem like it's too hard so far, now that I'm actually paying attention, but I am on the first level. So, I feel like my shots could be faster. Is it because I'm holding the button, or am I... whatever. Ah, this music though. That's so good. I'm really impressed with how well the Dreams can pull off just like a classic 2D style game like this. Like, every project I usually see in here seems to have like 3D physics and all that, but this feels like this feels like something made in Game Maker, which is, dang it. I got thinking again and I died. So sad. And it definitely looks like the enemy count's gone worse or more as you go. Let's check that out one more time. We'll see how far we can get, because I didn't really lock in the last time and it didn't seem that hard. Let's go. Okay. Let's do this. Maybe less talking about my name and how slow things are, and just trying to be good at this game. Nice. And then that combo gave me a weapon. Nice. I'll try to save these bombs that I really need on too. Not just spam them early on, like I feel like I might have done last time. It's a little mindless in that playthrough. Just a little bit. Jump scared. Vengeful explosion there. I know, I just got done saying I was gonna save it, and I was like, nope, goodbye. Boom, 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 boom. Dang it. Okay. It's actually decent difficulty. And I'm rusty. And I'm not the best at shoot 'em ups. And it's just actually getting more difficult as you survive a little longer than 5 seconds. Need to not stay near the bottom of the screen too much, but apparently enemies will just show up from there and kill your ass if you aren't careful. So I need to be careful. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Okay, one more. One more. It's fun, and I wanna try one more time. One more time. I guess most of the shoot 'em up games I've played too are like side-scrolling ones. Like I've played some of like Cave's like side-scrolling games. I really like the Death Smiles games, and I really like what was it? Was it Darius or R-Type? I guess both of those are side-scrolling, right? Ah, shows what I know. Oops. And I really like the Cotton series. Cotton is really fun. The main top-down shooter I've played besides, I guess, various Space Invaders games has just been, Twinkle Sprites? Just because you can play that one, it's competitive, and I play that with one of my partners sometimes. But, I don't play a whole lot of top-down, bottom-to-top shoot-em-ups. Actually, though, you know which one I legit put a ton of time into, though? The little hidden shoot-em-up on the Game Boy camera back in the day, where you fought your like, selfie-headed boss guy at the end. It was crazy. Those games were crazy. And with the Game Boy camera, we had so much fun just exploring every little nook and cranny of it, me and my friends. And when I found out that that shoot 'em up game was for more than selecting a mini game, oh, I got real into it. So I guess that's one, but that's like Nintendo style. That's like kids first shoot 'em up vibes, I feel like, which, you know, nothing wrong with that, but definitely not this. This is a lot more serious of a shoot 'em up. This actually feels like a legit 90s or 80s shoot 'em up. Like, you know, compliments to the chef here. Paulo did a great job on replicating that vibe, and the music is, honestly, the music's almost better than it used to be back then, but it's still accurate sounding. Like, it still sounds period appropriate, which, just gets good stuff. Okay. I wonder if there's levels in this, or if this is just gonna go on until I die. Some games are like that, but maybe this has a level? I don't know. I just feel like I might have got to the end of it already. Ah, dang it. Well, there you go. Well, heck. Maybe I'll check that more in the future. This was really fun. Metal Equals UC by Paulo-Lameiras, right? Did I say that right? Paulo-Lameiras? Yeah. If you have access to Dreams on PS4 or PS5 and love shoot 'em ups, definitely check that out. And yeah, thanks for joining me again. Until next time, I'll see you.